Hello there and welcome back to my channel. So I'm just going to be reading through Psalm 13, the reason why I decided to make this video. And if you listen to every word that David wrote here, as well as the other Psalms throughout the entire book, you would see how even though he felt in despair, he felt lost, confused, abandoned, he felt like everything was going so wrong. He was a man of God, but it was like every other person who despised God was winning, was prospering. And yet through it all, he remained faithful. He remained to love and praise his God. And so let us read through Psalm 13. How long, O Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? How long must I wrestle with my thoughts, and every day have sorrow in my heart? How long will my enemy triumph over me? Look on me and answer, O Lord my God. Give light to my eyes, or I will sleep in death. My enemy will say, I have overcome him, and my foes will rejoice when I fall. But I trust in your unfailing love. My heart rejoices in your salvation. I will sing to the Lord, for he has been good to me. So if we look at these verses, we could see how David was probably in a position where he just felt like everything was taking too long. God had already promised him to be king of Israel. He already promised David a good life because David is known as a man after God's own heart. But yet here he is asking God, how long? How much longer, God, am I going to stay in this position? And I was reading through this and reflecting on our current situation right now amidst this pandemic. I think a lot of people are asking, how much longer are we going to have to stay in this situation where we do not know how the future, how the next few months are going to turn out? And so while I was reading this, I was really reflecting on the posts that I've seen, on the news that comes along, where we really do have the tendency as people to want to understand everything. And yet, while I was reading this, I scanned through some more Psalms, and in Psalm 4, David was asking the same question, but not to God, this time to men. In Psalm 4:2, he says, How long, O men, will you turn my glory into shame? How long will you love delusions and seek false gods? And I underlined all those how longs because I realized it's a big question, because it's like we are in a situation where we think has no end, where we don't know when it will end. And so aside from asking God just how long is this going to take, maybe we should also ask ourselves, how long are we going to keep living in the same routine? Are we going to keep going back to the past? Are we going to keep complaining about what we used to have? How long are we going to keep looking at other people's lives wishing it were our own? How long are we going to keep up with the same habits that we have that get us nowhere? Maybe it is time that we take the shift like what David did. Even though he asked God, how long, O Lord? Even though he asked God to look at me and answer me. Even though he felt like all his enemies would overtake him, he used the word but. Whenever there's a but or a yet in the Bible, that means that there's a shift. And when David said, but I trust in your unfailing love, my heart rejoices in your salvation, that he will sing to the Lord, that he knows that God has been good. How do you have that kind of mindset when you're lost and you're stuck in a situation? That is, I think it is one of the biggest reminders that God is giving us in this time, that while we are not as busy with the usual day-to-day things in life, maybe this is a time that we can shift our perspective and go back to asking ourselves, how long are we going to be stuck in the usual routine? Because it is time that we go out of that. It is time that we use this four-corner bedroom, your house, to be an avenue for God to share light, to share hope, to share love. It is time that we unite our families. Families are the basic unit of community. If we want to see the world become united, then let us start with our families. And this is a perfect time to do that. I started receiving more word from God, and one thing that He reminded me was, this is still the year of empowering for you. That we don't have to be out into the world traveling across roads on airplanes, going places to be empowered. God can empower you right now. You just have to be open to Him, just as David was open to receiving God's goodness and His unfailing love. And so God was reminding me that He can empower me here, and I can still empower people just with what I have here in my room, here at home with my family. And so I just wanted to remind you guys that no matter what you are going through right now, no matter how long it seems it is taking, your dreams are not canceled. Your plans are not canceled. Success is not canceled. Why? Because you have a God who favors you. And I mentioned how success is relative, but if you put your success definition back in God's hands, you just have to let go and let God take over, and you will feel a satisfaction in life that is better than any definition of success the world can give you. All of your dreams, all of your plans, they are not canceled because God is still God. He is in control even if you don't know where you are or where this is going, and He loves you. His favor is upon you. So that is all from me today. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that all of these videos have been reminders for you guys. Stay safe, keep praying, and God bless.